Hey man, I'm Bronson, and I'm going to talk about the October 20th, 2020 market spike for Flesh and Blood. Now, just as a reminder, this is an entertainment channel only. I'm just doing this for entertainment. This is not investment advice, and you shouldn't use any information that I'm giving you for investment stuff. Seek someone else out for that kind of stuff. I'm just some random dude in a room, as you can very well see. Now, I first want to talk about the market spike that I've seen so far and getting into the heart of that. And then I'm going to ramble on a bit, so, stay tuned for that. And then at the end, I want to talk a little bit more about my channel and kind of what's going on with that. So, if you are not aware, if you have not been keeping up with Flesh and Blood, there has been a huge market spike for Welcome to Wrath sealed booster boxes in particular. Now, the reason why this spike is occurring is because recently Channel Fireball has partnered with Flesh and Blood to be a content provider along with, selling the unlimited set for Flesh and Blood and most likely single cards and booster boxes in the future for Flesh and Blood. So it was a huge, huge announcement. They are a big company that is able to distribute the trading cards very well. And at the end of the day, this just put a huge amount of demand on the market for Flesh and Blood. And all the products that were out there, either existing people who had already purchased Flesh and Blood saw this news, saw how big it was for the game in general, and started buying this stuff up, or new blood came into the game and said, "Oh yeah, $500 for a booster box sounds good. Take my money." Like it was probably a combination of that. I'd say a little bit more the former versus the latter, but I don't know. I think it's a great thing for the game. And to be honest, I this came out of left field, guys. This is a completely huge event that occurred for Flesh and Blood that I just it just didn't see coming. I mean, I thought this was going to happen maybe 2021, 2022, where they were going to get on to like TCG Player or some other big online retailer or something like that. But I didn't think that they were going to partner with Channel Fireball this soon and that they would be heading up the release of the unlimited product. They're spearheading it. And I will tell you guys that it seems like this is kind of a trend. Now, I made a video, my first video on this channel was the initial spike back in August 30th. The booster boxes for Welcome to Wrath as well. It all started with those booster boxes. Those things climbed from like $100 or something to like 300 overnight. It was insane. And the reason why is because of another announcement that Legend Story Studios had saying, "Hey, we've sold out Flesh and Blood very well. It's been amazing year and things are selling out better than expected." And from that article, people took it and they started putting their money in it. And what I have to say for all you guys out there who are looking to take your money and put it in this product, like it's really up to you at the end of the day. Like all of us have money. Like all of us have different amounts of money that we can spend. I definitely do not have too much money to spend on Flesh and Blood. But at the end of the day, either you love the product and you're going to spend the money that you want to on it, or you don't really like it and you're not. Like you have to figure out what kind of person you are. And this should not be used for investing. And that's kind of that's I hate to be a negative Nancy. I love that Flesh and Blood is getting all the attention. I love that the market's going up. I love that the prices are going up. I own stuff for Flesh and Blood, so I'm a happy camper. And if you own stuff for Flesh and Blood, you're a happy camper too. Everyone's a happy camper except the people getting it now. But what I'm telling you is that it just feels weird to me. It feels like too much too soon. And the reason why is because there's just a supply issue. That's what it boils down to. And I should have said that in the beginning. It's if you take one thing out of my rantings, the lack of supply of Flesh and Blood is just insane. Like, it has been estimated that the alpha and beta printing of Magic the Gathering is essentially the same as the print run, or very close to the print run of Welcome to Wrath. Those numbers were not confirmed, but that is what has been put on the Reddit, and it's kind of like a generally accepted estimate figure. So around, like, I don't know, let's say 8 million cards. But guys, if you think about it, Magic the Gathering's been out for a long time. They've been out for a long ass time. What, 25 years? And back in the day, they released their trading card game at at random places and trying to get buzz, and nobody really cared as much, so they threw the cards out. There's a lot more attrition than there is now, and I just feel like this is just it's crazy that you're taking that type of supply and then you're putting it on a mainstream like 2020 environment with the internet and everything, and it made it so the supply is so low, and then when you even sprinkle any more demand on top of the existing market, it just makes prices go insane. That's what it boils down to, guys. It's just there's no supply of this stuff, especially the Welcome to Wrath booster boxes. There's not enough out there. I mean, it's just I don't know how else to say it. It's really just a supply issue in the market. There is demand. Will it go up or down? I don't know. I mean, I think it'll hold, honestly, because at the end of the day, how many do you think exist in a world? Maybe 1,000, 2,000. You can put down below. I don't know, but of those booster boxes, if you're holding on to one right now, you're not going to sell it for anything less than like $800. You're like, oh, I see they're going for $1,000. I'm going to hold out, here, and I'm not going to sell any for less. And that's the mindset people have when they have these collectibles that go up in price, especially with the low supply. There's just not that many people with them, and the people in that subset are just like, well, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait until it sells. And the people who have put money into the product in the first place and bought all these cases and stuff have the money to wait it out. Whereas if you have a big enough supply in the marketplace of a product, there's going to be people in that marketplace who just are like, well, I have to pay my credit cards off. I need to sell this as fast as possible. But since you do not have that big supply and you have a small segregated supply of sealed product, it makes it that much more difficult to move the price down. It's probably going to hold. And we've seen this before, guys. I mean, the same thing happened back in August. The prices of the booster boxes went up and they held. There were no sales for a very long time. And then August 20th, or excuse me, October 20th, 2 days ago, right now of the filming, it's October 22nd. In one day, a ton of them got sold on eBay. It was just insane. It was a bloodbath. Those things just sold like hotcakes because there's just not that many left. And okay, and so that's kind of the reason I feel like the booster boxes went up in price, and why a lot of the products in Flesh and Blood for this spike are gonna proceed to go up. I mean, I'll definitely make videos in the coming month and beyond to kind of explain what I see of going up and down. But just to let you guys know, like, be very careful. If you're putting money into this game, just make sure that you don't expect to get it back. Like, I put my money into Flesh and Blood because I love it and because I'm not gonna sell out, and probably not for a very long time. If I don't need the money, and I don't expect to for a very, very long time. I just love the game, and I love owning a lot of the cards, and my position isn't very large. And just to put a disclaimer for the Welcome to Wrath booster boxes, I own zero. I should have bought when they were 300. I own zero. I have one Arcane Rising booster box that is extremely dented in, so I don't even think I can resell that, but I might try eventually. But other than that, I really just have like a near complete set of Welcome to Wrath, Arcane Rising, and I believe I have almost all the Crucible War, like, main bulk cards. Not excluding the legendaries and fables. The only legendary I have so far is a Tectonic Plating for Welcome to Wrath. But other than that, I just have like rainbow foils and bulk, just a lot of bulk commons. But that's kind of where I'm sitting at this current day. I'm not super invested. Oh yeah, and I have the Crucible of War booster boxes as well that I got from the Rudy kits and stuff. But other than that, I'm really not too into. I don't have too much money in the game. I have it in where I want, man. I have a variety of I have a variety of other items, but I just wanted to disclose that as well. Just not to brag or anything. I just don't want you to think like, oh, like in the background here, like these are Welcome to Wrath cases, and I've got a basement full of Welcome to Wrath booster boxes, and I'm making all these videos talking about the market going up and how the market's going crazy, and Bronson's sitting on like his retirement fund of Welcome to Wrath booster boxes that he picked up for $70 back in the day. No, like I don't own any. I would have loved to pick one up, but yeah, just to sum up, this is great for the game. I'm happy that Flesh and Blood is getting the recognition it deserves. It's an amazing game. It's highly collectible, and it's an amazing just gameplay is just off the charts. The lore too, just it has the full package, and it will go on into the future. And I think it'll be around for a long time. It will be that classic TCG, right? It's just I really hope it's that not the new classic investment portfolio kind of thing. I hope it's not that new thing. Like I want it to be collectible. I want it to have value, but these prices that I've been seeing are just insane. They're just like the price increase to $1,000 for a booster box for Welcome to Wrath is pretty ridiculous in my mind, and it's justified. It's completely justified for how low the supply is and the market uptick and everything. It kind of feels right at this time, but when money gets that large in that short of period of time, it's just scary. I mean, there's a lot more money on the table. This isn't like, oh, I spent $200 on a box and now it's worth $100, or or maybe it's worth $50 now. That this is $1,000 for a box of cardboard. Like a little box like this is, well, this is Crucible War, but it's a Welcome to Wrath, but I don't know. It's just a little weird. Now I just wanted to get into the channel update. So as you have seen, I've made a lot of Flesh and Blood related content, but I mainly have focused on the secondary market. Now I am doing this primarily to gather people into this game. I want more people playing Flesh and Blood. I want more people buying Flesh and Blood. It's not because of what I have or anything like that. It's because I love this game, and I wanted to be a part of the community and do something to drum up excitement for the game and get more people involved. I mean, that's my main thing. But what I've noticed is I feel like a lot of content is in the secondary market. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of people who have commented on my channel saying, hey, I really like the secondary market videos, please keep it up, or people have reached out to me and said, hey, well, I actually respectfully disagree with you, Bronson. I think this about the secondary market, or I think that, or I have these opinions, and I love that. I honestly, when I see people comment on my stuff, and when they give me awesome new information that I didn't see, because dude, I'm just a guy, like literally, like I'm just a guy in a room. Like this is a room. This is a room, guys. I mean, when I hear other people who are just like me, or maybe not just like me, and they're in their room and they're commenting on my stuff and they're giving me their perspective on this, I mean, it just really interests me, and I don't know. That's what I kind of want for the stuff I make. So I'm going to continue making these videos going forward and try to focus more. My goal is to try to make a video every day. I know that that's an aggressive kind of a goal, but I'm going to try to do it. Also, I'm going to put the date on the back of all of my videos. So there's a good amount of stuff I made so far, and just take it with a grain of salt. Like take it with 10,000 grains of salt. Like if you see a video that is marked past like or before October 20th, it's probably a little bit outdated from my mindset because I didn't know about this CFB partnership. It's just ridiculous. So take it with that. And the reason why I kind of record and then release is because I want to pump out a video every day. If you don't have other places to go for flesh and blood content, I always want to have some like daily thing like, hey man, here's a cool video. But anyway, I appreciate the just support, and yeah, this is huge for flesh and blood. Just leave it off. Just the timeline for when this thing just explodes has been totally moved up. I mean, this is just an amazing thing for flesh and blood to happen, and I don't know. We'll see what happens next. Thanks for watching.